Thank you, House Chair. I think what might assist, Chair, is to ensure that things are put in order. When you walk through the Marx building, you see the DA labeled as the official opposition.
Yeah,
That is part of the confusion.
Yeah.
So can we ensure that as we correct these things, that the DA is properly placed as part of government?
Yeah.
And the official
Thank you.
opposition is the
Honourable
MK.
members, I've been patient now, and now the Honourable Matthys also wants a bite at the cherry. I've been very patient. Honourable Matthys, I'll give you an opportunity just now.
Thank you, Chair. You're always patient with me. I
No,
appreciate it.
just stand
But
down
Chair,
for
we
a
also
moment. Just stand down for a moment. Let me just address what the Honourable
okay, thank
Litlape has raised. This is also not assisting Honourable Litlape. That matter around signage or whatever can be attended to, but it's of no relevance to us here today. I'm going to have the Honourable Matthys, and then we must move on with the debate.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. It's always better to move on after the EFF. But, Chair, we do have a problem because the DA, they are in government. Even yesterday, there's now a title called second largest party.
Yeah.
It has never existed. And we are here in public, so the whole public is seeing the second largest. We don't know. There's no
Thank
second
you.
largest. So it must just be noted. We don't know.
Yeah.
And Honourable Steenhuisen's even putting up his hand. He's about to even exit the DA. So I
Thank you,
don't know
Honourable
why he's there.
Matthys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's
Honourable
only one
members.
largest party,
No.
ANC.
We are still busy with the debate on the SONA. Honourable Skosana, unless you're going to raise a new point of order.
There's nothing is going to raise.
Thank you, Chair. Qinisalo uyavuma ukuthi umkhonto wesizwe party is an official opposition la
Thank you,
ngaphakathi
thank you.
na.
Yeah,
You must agree on that, Chair.
Honourable
You
Skosana,
cannot
no.
deny that, Chair.
Honourable Skosana, I've made the ruling. I've advised that the matter be taken to the two rules.
No, but do you agree that we are an official opposition
Honourable
party
members,
here?
Honourable members, we need to move on now.
No, but do you agree, Chair? I'm asking you.
Thank you.
Go ask him outside. We're busy.
No, Chair.
Order.
We're busy.
No, Chair.
No, honourable members, I've dealt
No.
with the matter. Even if all of you want to give me the power to swap around speakers, I'm not authorized to do that. I really want us to move on, and there's still further members. They're raising hands. Honourable members, I've pleaded with you that unless it's a new matter, we must move on. Honourable Mantashe, is it a new matter?
Sorry, Honorable Speaker. We're debating issues that does not belong here.
Yes.
Please lead us properly. We can't just discuss anything that is put on the floor. We are discussing the state of the nation at
Yes.
That's what we're discussing. Anything else, my ear where it belongs, then ibuye is up.
Sige, hlala phansi.
Thank you. You indeed. No. Honourable members.
Hlala
Honourable
phansi.
members, I can't keep unrecognized members who want to litigate the matter. I'm going to call the next speaker on the order paper now. The Honourable Mkwena Zondi.
Chair.
Honourable Malema, is it a new matter?
Yes.
Yes.
Chair, it is incorrect to suggest that the order of speakers is not a relevant question belonging to this House.
No.
We are
Honourable
not
Malema.
speaking in a sheep crawl. We are speaking in Parliament,
No.
and that matter is arisen here. Therefore, it is a
Honourable-
relevant place to be raised. However, you have made a ruling, but the insinuation that the matter does not belong here is misleading.
No. Honourable Malema, thank you. We have structures and platforms in this Parliament which deals with our rules and our orders. It cannot be litigated in a full sitting. The Honourable Mkwena Zondi.
Is she new? She's another new one.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I make no apology as I rise to salute President Jacob Zuma a leader they have vilified, a leader they have tried to destroy, yet a leader that the people of South Africa will never stop loving. Chairperson, where I come from in KwaZulu-Natal, ugogo wami used to tell us about terrifying creatures called amazimzim, monsters that eat everything in their path as they rule by fear. Today, I stand in this house and say I have seen one with my very own eyes. He is Izimuzim that has eaten the ANC from the inside out, and in doing so, he has begun to consume the future of South Africa. He stood here before this nation and promised a new dawn. What we are living today is a new dawn in long, dark nights. A night of record of unemployment. A night where economic growth exists
Honourable
only in
Mokoena.
the speeches.
Honourable
A
Mokoena, if I
night
can
where
ask you to
young
take your seat, please. Please take your seat.
Makotungu wethu.
Can we
Thanks,
hear your
Honourable
point of
Chair.
order, please?
I'm raising on Rule 52 of the joint rules on the use of unparliamentary language. The honourable member is referring to the president as Izimzim, meaning that the president is a monster. Can you please show that, Chair?
Ushilo.
Uyilona.
Uyizimzim.
Uyilona.
Honourable members,
Chair.
Uzuma lo
Uyilo. Uyilo.
Chair.
members, can we have order in the
The
house?
Chair,
camp
Chair.
fits, let them wear it. Uyilo.
Thetha ngabani ngozuma or ngabani?
Ramaphosa izimzim.
Thetha ngozuma or nthetha ngabani?
Who the cap fits, let them wear it.
Uyabuzuma.
Uyilo.
Thina uyilo mqwazi.
Some of you yesterday you say we are papa.
Can I please make
Some of you say we are papa yesterday.
Honourable members,
Zuma.
Ari peni peni ho.
we can't hear each other.
Tiger, whoa.
Honourable members, those of you who are choosing to unmute yourselves without being recognized, or please ask to immediately desist. Honourable member, thank you for your point of order. I'm afraid with the level of noise in the chamber, I was unable to hear. We will have to consult Hansard and listen for the comments that were made, and we undertake to do so. Having said that, honourable members, I do believe that we all know the rules of the House when it relates to decorum and the manner in which we address each other, and I therefore ask you, Honourable Mokoena, to continue with your speech.
He stood here before the nation and promised a new dawn. But what we are living today, ladies and gentlemen, is not a new dawn. It is a long, dark night. A night of record unemployment, a night when economic growth exists only in speeches, a night where young people have stopped believing that their lives will be better than those of their parents. He said, Tumamina. His new name is Tuladu. We sent you to create jobs, and you sent back unemployment. We sent him to fix the state, and he sent back commissions. We sent him to restore hope, and he sent back load shedding. South Africa does not suffer from the shortage of plans. South Africa suffers from a shortage of leadership. 3 weeks ago, the members of Umkhonto weSizwe Party embarked on what has now become the most successful back-to-school program in South Africa. We restored dignity to our learners, bringing real relief to the struggling families and reaching schools in government where they have been neglected for years. Kwase kwatatazela amasela-ke o-MEC, ama-minister all over the provinces trying to stop Umkhonto weSizwe. It was a demonstration of organizational capacity, the political will we have in Umkhonto weSizwe, because you said you are the servant of the people, but the servant of the people does not perform a symbolical secrecy of hidden wealth. You, President, will forever be remembered for one image, dollars concealed on a sofa in Palapal.
Honourable Mokoena, can I ask you to resume your seats again, please? We have a point of order.
No, thank you very much, House Chair. I did not want to do this, but is the member getting married after this debate?
Yes, yes.
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 Really see Ramon.
Honorable
Perfect
Member, I think we all know that's not a point of order. Honorable Mokwena, please continue your speech.
Shimana ngithi wena.
Honorable Chair, where I come from, we wear white when you go to funerals. Today is the burial site of the GNU. From the moment every word about ethics is lost meaning because of you, every promise to fight corruption sounded hollow.
Honorable
Every
Mokwena, once again, please take your seat. Honorable Malema, on what are you rising?
No, thanks, Chair. I thought you'll rule on that point of order where a man mocks a dress of a woman and those who laugh the loudest are women themselves.
Whoa.
It can't be that a man must be analyzing how a woman is dressed in parliament. It's the most sexist statement ever, and he should have ruled on that. And women who claim to be feminist are the ones who are clapping the loudest. Shame on you.
GPV.
GNU women. It's
Honourable
GNU
members.
women.
It has been an engaging 2 days, and we have shown remarkably good discipline for 2 days. We're in the last stretch before the end of the debate, and I urge you to maintain that same level of discipline and decorum. Please, honourable members, let's not throw accusations and rude remarks to one another. I do think we need to still address each other with respect in this House. Joint sitting and in the individual houses, we have a tradition of respect. Let's uphold that, and let's remember that we should respect each other when we're addressing. Can I then ask you, Honourable Mokwena, to please continue?
Chair.
Honourable
Chair.
Mokwena, I have another point of order. Please sit. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, Chair, I think the honorable thing to do is to ask the member to withdraw that statement. If now that it has been clarified that it's wrong what he said, we appeal to his conscience to withdraw that statement in honor of women of this country.
When has Malema become gender activist?
Minister?
GPV.
Oh, let's see, withdraw.
Thank you, Honorable. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I do not know why we want to disempower the Honorable Member. The Honorable Member responded and say her dress code is a symbol of celebration because so that woman has taken out the power. He does not need a man to fight
Minister, you must submarine.
and also, so the fact that you want to speak on behalf of a woman who's empowered and
she must
defended,
submarine.
she's very strong. She has put her point across. Let's
Don't
leave
take
the-
her agency away. No, you must submarine, Minister. You even in the
Thank you
office
very
of
much.
the presidency.
Honourable
Submarine.
Minister,
The whole
apologists.
minister,
You are
not a lawyer.
We are such an embarrassment.
Thank you very much. Honourable Mr. Mandi, what is
Minister
your
in the
point of order?
president, we are an embarrassment to the country.
Sexist apologist.
They started yesterday.
Honourable Nzamande?
No, Chair, sicela ukuthi abavele bahoxise ngoba lento abayenzayo ayilunganga. Yingakho beluza namavoti nje ngoba abanambeko.
Ikwenzile izolo.
Honourable members, I believe I made my ruling already.
As you
I
made
did
that speech,
request all
Honourable
members to continue treating each other
Always
with
been a
decorum
Yomatic
and
speech.
respect. I do think that the Honourable Mokwena responded adequately, and I think we should continue. Unless, Honourable Matais, you have something new you would like to raise?
No, Chair, you have not asked him to withdraw. He's even laughing there. He thinks he's at a bar here drinking. He
Honourable
must
Matais,
withdraw.
I think you should
No,
be
Chair,
addressing
you
the
are
chair.
not- no,
Thank
it's
you.
point of order on you, Chair. You are not respecting the woman here in this parliament. You're not protecting us, right here in parliament. If it's not Cyril Ramaphosa who laughs at EFF members getting beat up, you just saying you've made a ruling. No, he must stand up and he must withdraw. He's laughing.
Not Cyril
He is
Ramaphosa, he's
laughing.
President Cyril
President
Ramaphosa.
to you,
Hey, you're
President to
calling
you,
people their first names.
President to
You were
you,
calling Mandisa, so, and you didn't rule. on it, so
President
you-
Ramaphosa
but
to you.
President Ramaphosa, even worse,
Honourable
he was
Matthias.
laughing while EFF women were beat
Honourable
up to
Matthias,
2022.
we cannot hear you. Your microphone is not a pro.
This ANC people are just
There you go.
talking and presenting.
Honourable Matthias, can I ask you to desist from addressing members directly?
Okay, I'm going to talk slowly now.
Yes.
Chair, I'm calling order on you. And I'm looking at that honorable member who's busy insulting women and then he still laughs. And you think
It's
it's okay, no
unparliamentary.
chair?
It's
You think,
unparliamentary.
no chair, I'm still talking. You think that it's okay to just
unparliamentary.
make a ruling and you are not asking him to stand up and he must apologize.
Honourable
like he
Matthias.
did a point of order. You
Honourable
are taking
Matthias.
us- This GNU just continues abusing women here in parliament.
Honourable
and you'll
Matthias,
do
if I can
nothing
ask you
about
to
it.
turn off your microphone. Thank you very much. I have made my ruling, Honourable Matthias.
Talk to a
If
member
you have a problem
directly.
with it, I think you know what the arrangements are for that, and you can make the appropriate comments in writing to the Joint Rules Committee. Honourable Member, what is your point of order?
No, Chair, I want to suggest that rather than allowing the House to degenerate, we should ask you to let the member proceed. But before we adjourn today, you listen to the hindsight and make a ruling on the matter.
I'm sorry, Honourable Member, I've made my ruling already. I think the member should proceed. She also dealt with the matter. Let's allow Honourable Mokoena Zondi to conclude her speech. Thank you. Honourable Mokoena Zondi, please take the microphone.
Chair, you are protecting an 82 million rand defroster there.
We need a better life.
That one. 82 million rand froster. That's what you are protecting.
Chair, where white monopoly capital remains untouched in this country because they own you. Spatial apartheid remains intact. The Western Cape is curated like a European enclave, while Gugulethu and Khayelitsha resemble war zones. The GNU now wants to deploy the South African Defence Force, while the economic structure that produces the violence remains protected. You want us to turn the province into a Palestine war zone in Gugulethu and turn Gugulethu into Gaza. We say no to an economic geography that mirrors colonial design in the land of our forebearers. This is not accidental, it is systematic. Deploy special task force elite units to confront the criminal networks in the Western Cape and Gauteng today. As the MK Party, we reject a future where South Africans become a playground for global elites while its people survive on its own social grind. We remain nation managed by rating agencies. We reject that we are managed by rating agencies. We demand land justice. We demand economic sovereignty. We demand free education. We demand disciplined nation building. We demand water, electricity, the rights and privileges of people living with disadvantages. We demand secure borders and manage immigration. We demand the restoration of traditional authority. Amakhosethu. We demand accountability across all arms of state, including the judiciary. South Africa is not facing a temporary crisis. We are living through a lost decade. A decade where lights went out and never truly came back. A decade where the rail and ports stopped moving within this economy. Ramaphosa, 25,000 Tongaat unit workers are preparing for unemployment under your economy. Entire communities of the KZN are watching their livelihoods collapse before your very own eyes. And you come to this house and speak to us about growth and renewal. You will go down in the history as the president who can turn sugar into joblessness. Do not ask us to celebrate progress while 25,000 families are being pushed to poverty. Tongaat Hewlett is not a balance sheet. It is the heartbeat of the rural towns of the KZN. It is small-scale growers and workers who carried this industry through generations. And under your leadership, the heartbeat is being silenced. So do not make a mockery of our pain. Uthi kuthina umnotho uyakhula, kanti empeleni uthatha ushukela uphendula inyembezi zabantu. History will not remember you as the architect of a new dawn. History will remember you as the president of South Africa's lost decade. And the most truth is, it was not done by you, it was done by you deliberately. We will continue teaching you how to govern through the school of Umkhonto weSizwe that was founded by President Jacob Zuma, a school that understands that leadership is not theory, it is delivery. Our communities can rest assured that after the 2026 local government elections, izwe lizobuyela ebantwini. Alikho ilanga elingafiki. We are here in Parliament and you never believed it would happen. But because of your stolen votes, we managed to stay with a few. We are here in Parliament as Dawo. We are the voice, we will be the shield and the instrument through which the power will return to its people. And as our elders taught us in KwaZulu-Natal, inyoka ishawe ekhanda, namhlanje sizonishaya ekhanda.
Honorable Mokoena Zondi, can you take your seat, please? Honorable Member, on what are you rising?
Honorable Chair, the member on the floor has again made an allegation that votes were stolen. And that is something that she must bring to a substantive vote. Otherwise, she must withdraw that. There were no votes that were stolen. There were absolutely no votes that were stolen. The MK lost fair and square.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable members, if you can
It's not an
allow
allegation.
me space to make a ruling. I believe, Honorable Member, that is a point for debate, and one which will be debated hotly in the recreation room at the back. Honorable Mokoena Zondi, if you can continue with your speech, please.
And as our leader taught us in KZN, Chair.
Honorable Mantashe, if you can resume your seat, please.
Sit down, Mantasha. Sit down, Tiger.
Ehlisa Tiger.
Sit down, Uncle Kwisi. Kick him out. Kick him out. Tiger.
Honorable Mokoena Zondi, please continue.
As our elders taught us in KZN, ukuthi inyoka ibulawa ekhanda, ishaywe ekhanda. Namhlanje sizoshaya ijenyu emakhanda. Sizoniququda nonke. Because when the head fails, the whole nation suffers. But amazimzimo of our stories ruled through fear. But they were always defeated the moment the people stood up. And this year, in the local government elections, people will stand up and call you by your name. Today, we have called you by your name. Uwuthula Tu. And the people of South Africa are no longer afraid of you. Thank you.
Thank you for your brief comments. Honorable Mokoena Zondi.
Chair.
Honorable members.
Chair.
Yes, sir. On what are you rising?
Yes, thank you, Chair. Chair, we are not happy with how we are treating members of the MK party here. It was her median speech, and you did not tell the House that. Two, every time when our members are speaking on the podium, they get interrupted by the ANC people. ANC people must keep quiet when we educate them. People who brown votes must keep quiet when we educate them.
You keep quiet.
Procedural.
Honorable
It's
member,
procedural.
I'm afraid.
Paule, Mantashe.
On your sofa.
Honorable members, if I can ask you to mute your microphones, please. Honorable member, when a maiden moves from one village or a lady moves from one village to another, she doesn't regrow her virtues. The honorable member has made many speeches in the National Council of Provinces, and this is not her maiden address. Honorable members, the next speaker at the podium will be the National Council of Provinces of the Gauteng Province, and that is the Honorable Maraniso. Honorable Maraniso.
Malibongwe. Malibongwe.
Thank you, Honorable Ryder.
Honorable Maraniso, if I can ask you to take your seat while we hear.
Honorable Chair, I'm very concerned that you use the example of a village for our member. Do you know anything about a village?
What rule are you
You
raising?
can't refer and use an example of villages. I think you must use a different example. Why a
On
village?
what rule, member? On what
Why
rule?
are you using an example of a village?
Honorable member, if you choose to look my history up, I come from a village called Henley on Klip. Honorable Maraniso, if I can ask you to take the podium and begin with your speech. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Ryder, honorable members, Honorable President, Deputy President, all protocol observed. Members, I want to start by congratulating Honorable Mokoena. You look beautiful though. Honorable President, I want to send the message from people of Sporong in Randfontein, where I come from, just to indicate to you that their request has been heard. They are the ones who have called for SANDF to come and intervene. I want to congratulate as well the councillor and the Randburg City for being there throughout. I was shocked when Honorable Desmond from West Rand couldn't petition the issues of the sinkholes to you and said nothing. But I want to tell you that it is important that tomorrow when you respond, you must tell us what is it that you can intervene with regards to the issues of the sinkholes in Mirafo, in the West Rand. Honorable Chairperson, one would want to indicate to the President that during his SONA speech, you were very clear in terms of the challenges, and indeed all members who came before here, they reiterated those particular challenges. The first step of a revolutionary is to tell the truth. Honorable Rosie, I want to tell you when Honorable Manamela was acknowledging and appreciating the challenges in this sector, it was not for the fact that he has failed, but to say that these are the challenges and this is what we need to respond to. You just spoke here, Honorable Lozi, about Honorable Malema telling us that when consciousness leaves you, it doesn't tell you. Let me tell you, the person who has actually said those words is President Kgalema Motlanthe. So I want to tell you, you can Google Honorable Kgalema Motlanthe told us that when consciousness leaves you, it doesn't tell you. Because he was emphasizing the fact that at all times, we must not divorce ourselves from our thinking. When we speak, we must connect the mind to the heart.
Honorable
and-
Maraniso, can you take your seat? Honorable member, on what are you rising?
Ngithokoze mgcinisihlalo.
What rule?
Ngiba ukuthi
Rule. Amadoda harasa abanifazi. Hayibo.
hayi khuluma Chair.
I can hear you, honorable member. Continue.
Yeah, abantu abanganambeko abangakhuliswanga kahle ubabona la. Now, ongaphambili lo ojamileko akumtshele ukuthi akakhulume nesitshaba ayekele usitshela into asitshela zona lezi. Ngiyakuthokoza.
Point of order.
Member, I think we're all aware that's not a point of order. Honorable Maraniso, please continue.
Thank you, Honorable Ryder. You never disappoint. You always say nothing. Honorable members, I want to concentrate on issues of people that have petitions to me. I want to indicate as well to our fellow South Africans that the issue of the national disaster has been discussed in the previous parliament, sixth parliament, in terms of what is it that we want to see as women of this country. And I can recall vividly so that multi-party caucus, one of the issues that we've been deliberating on is GBV. In a sense that we say that when you speak, when you address issues of GBVF, you must ensure that you leave no one behind, being a disabled person, being LGBTQIA+ societies, being vulnerable, marginalized, and oppressed people. And indeed, in your speech, you were very clear in terms of those that you think that must be included and prioritized as we address gender-based violence and femicide. Honorable members and Honorable President, I want you to address the issue of the chronicles of GNU. When everything goes well, it's us as partners. But when it's bad, it's the ANC. So when you speak with them, when you speak on issues of statement of intent, you must touch on that issue. Honorable members, I was to indicate to your good selves that in terms of GBVF, we have 100 days program of action that includes all the sectors. That includes the GCPS. Those who are sitting at the Select Committee of Security and Justice, they understand what is it that I'm talking about. That sector seeks to address issues that we've been dealing with of duplication of programs, duplication of resources, yet not addressing the problem. So what is happening, honorable members and fellow South Africans, in that particular multi-sectoral, integrated program approach is that everybody identifies her pillar or his pillar as the department and speak on what is it that they will be doing in 100 days. And I can tell you, President, one of the responses that 100 days has made is issues of maintenance. To us, issues of maintenance as women is not only issues of economical issues. They touch on socio-economic issues of our realities as Black women, in particular in South Africa. So, you go now to any magistrate court, you can get a report that tells you in terms of how far are they in terms of collection, and it is digital. The issues of protection order, we're no longer dealing about withdrawal of when you are in a honeymoon, then you go and withdraw. No. You go and withdraw, there are consequences. So it shows that we are very responsive in terms of dealing with the GBVF. Honorable President, I want to say to you, the narrative of a survivor and a beneficiary differ. Honorable Nongceba, when she was here, she was very correct to say that Phakama. That's what you said, that South Africa rise. Because as the president, you know the inability and the ability of people that you are leading. Honorable President, I want to petition to you to say, whatever that we did during G20, let us use all the modalities, the techniques, and every plan that we could have executed. Because if it worked when we were receiving the Chaba, it can work every day to ensure that we build safer communities. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Ryder, you know one of the programs that we conducted at the NCOP during our provincial week, it was to visit the Women's Living Monument in Tshwane. We visited the Women's Monument in Tshwane because we understand the significance of the role of women of South Africa in terms of their history. And I want to indicate to you, President, that we want your intervention that come March, as we celebrate International Women's Day, that monument is opened to honor Isithalwande Sophie de Bruyn. Honorable President, we are not bad as a country. South Africa is one of the countries that is coordinating issues of neighboring countries in terms of common agenda, and where we think that neighboring countries are a problem and we are a problem to them. And the reason why today as the NCOP we were dealing about the one-stop border post bill, it is because of we think that it's one of the critical bill that can assist us to speak on immigration, to speak on citizenship, to speak on refugee. And we know that all those issues, they can be addressed if we have proper regularities and legislation that all of us can abide to. I want to share a story from where I come from in Mohlakeng.
Honorable Mananiso, if I can ask you to take your seat again, please. On what are you rising, Honorable Member?
Thank you, House Chair. House Chair, the member has nothing to say. He must just sit down.
On which rule?
She's just singing for
What
supper.
rule are you rising
She's
on?
just singing for supper.
Honorable Member,
She's not saying
I think
anything.
you're aware that there is a
Oh, no
rule that
more now.
relates
Sit down, sit
to
down.
frivolous points of
Oh, no more
order.
now.
Please allow the member to continue with her debate. Honorable Mananiso, please remove.
MK men are cowards. You harass
Thank you,
women.
Honorable Raida. Siyakuba. We know them, they are like this. They would learn. I heard Honorable Mokoena speaking about the president, long dark nights. I was not shocked. They deal with night shift. The leadership, you are in today, in the morning, at night, then you change it. So that is why she was speaking about the dark night clouds. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Chair, I wanted to relate a story. President, Honorable President, in
Honorable
Mohlakeng,
members, please respect the speaker at the podium, especially if she's from your own party.
Okay. Honorable President, the people of Mohlakeng heard you clearly because they understand social sovereignty. That you cannot go and start somewhere like those who went to Russia. You start home, you deal with domestic issues, and then you can go somewhere. Honorable Lamola will speak on those issues. But I want to just share with the country in terms of what happened in Mohlakeng just immediately after your announcement. Just after your announcement, men and women, youth, sectors, and people from the rural of Mohlakeng, they decided that SANDF and law enforcement agencies won't do this thing alone of dealing with safer communities and safer space. And then they decided to join hands.
Honorable Mananiso, please take your seat again. Honorable Member.
Mqinislalo ohle okhuluma ngaphambili irrelevant and akhulumako it's got nothing to do with sona. Please akahlale phansi Chair.
Walandini.
Indoda ethanda ukukhuluma.
Indoda ethanda
ukwazi ukukhuluma kahle. Khipha amazinyo sikhosana ukwazi ukukhuluma kahle asukuzwa uthi.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. As I said, Mkhwenyana anka disappoint.
Chair.
Honorable Mananiso.
Uyabhema yini
Chair.
sikhosana? Khweleta mkhwenyana.
Yeah, Honorable Mananiso is right.
Mkhwenyana. Take abafazi be-ANC sikhosana please.
Deputy Chief Whip.
Mkhwenyana.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable House Chairperson. I want to plead with you to protect our speaker on the podium. She didn't mention anyone's name on a point of procedure. Can you please protect her so that she can finish her debate?
Under which rule?
Those who do not want to listen to what she's saying, they can as well leave this house. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I believe I did protect the speaker and I did ask her to continue with her speech.
You must not bully us.
Honorable Mananiso, please, if you can resume your seat again.
Chair, the speaker is pointing fingers at us. is unparliamentary, Chair. You can't point fingers at us. Respect us.
It is a debate, and matters are always debated in a debate.
No, Chair.
You have
Protect
had
us.
opportunity.
Our speaker was disrupted here, but I was respect, Chair, please.
Honourable member, cannot dictate what another member puts in their speech. The member must continue with her speech. She has not mentioned any names, as indicated, and she can continue
Okay, I think she's
in a
done,
protected
actually.
manner.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Raida. Honorable President, one day when you are not busy and Deputy President as the leader of government business, you must go to Motlakeng. Pilot what they are doing as a society to say nothing about us without us. They are part of the operations as I speak. When I go home, I need to pop out my 10 rent for a whistleblower and as well for other things that they need when they patrol. Chairperson, I want to thank Honorable Malema. Honorable Malema has made use of this debate. They have submitted their CVs, one, and two, he said yesterday that he has no choice to support the issue of the SANTF. So, those are two submissions. So, abanye bone basele, they are behind. They didn't petition or say anything as expected. Deputy President, I want to just say to yourself that people of South Africa, they are saying that South Africa does not compose only of 14 to 35, but 35 and above must be part of all our recruitment, job opportunities, and unemployment graduate programs. They are there waiting for you to open the system so that they can be absorbed. Honorable Chairperson, as a Gautenian person, I want to say to you, we want to thank the Minister of Justice, working together with the Minister of Police to ensure that we hire 9,600 amapanya-panya. To those who doesn't understand the issues of inequalities, unemployment, and poverty, they will think that we were campaigning. But I can tell you today, those young people are beneficiaries and as well, they are breadwinners in their home. So it is through the ANC-led government that others are in pain, that in Gauteng we have PNU and we are fine. And we are safe. Hence, yesterday, people didn't want to take the apology of our premier, but as liitsi jaka Batswana, wa igapa umolato, wa ilesa umolato. As I conclude, President, I want to say, sidikwa ke ntwa tse pedi ha se thata. Meaning, mathata a otlhe re tlo wa fenya, re tlo wa khona ka bane re bereka mmogo. So, it's up to you if you want to exclude yourself as a South African, as a parliamentarian, as a citizen. But lastly, all of us here who are women, starting from today moving forward, let us ask those who are doing us our hair if they are legal here. Let us ask those who are designing for us if they are legal here. Let us even go to the backyards in our own street, own corners to ask if those who are here as illegal immigrants are legal.
Honourable
Because South
Mananiso,
Africa belongs to all who live in it.
Honourable
I thank you.
Mananiso, please take your seat. Please take your seat. On what are you rising, Honourable Member?
No, Chair, we feel intimidated. This incompetent
What
member
rule?
of parliament is pointing at us.
Rule.
Rule. What is the rule? What is the rule?
What rule are you rising, Honourable Member?
Incompetent member.
What rule is being
Member is
offended?
pointing at us. Rule, intimidated.
Valid point of order, Honourable Member. Honourable Mananiso, please conclude your speech.
She's so
Honorable
incompetent.
Raida,
You are the one who's
you see the one who's
incompetent. You
interrupting
are.
me.
Dated.
We are Papa, we are not Val.
The one who's interrupting me, I understand the excitement. There's a newspaper that has indicated that he is promising. So the person next to him, he's Dololo. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Mananiso.
Yeah, we support
Thank
the
you, honorable
motion of
members. Our next speaker at the podium will be the Honorable Nodada from the Democratic Alliance. Honorable Nodada has 5 minutes.
Somlomo malunga bekekileyo, fellow South Africans. Yanibulisa ngalenjikalanga molweni. Mr. President, let me remind you that the DA joined the GNU to fulfill our mission to rescue South Africa, arrest decline, build South Africa, ensure that the failed policies of the past are challenged with reason, and to stop the MK-EFF chaos. We are here to grow the economy and create employment opportunities for people left behind by decades of failure. We are here to fight corruption, cadre deployment, and the rising cost of living. We have done this, but more needs to be done. It was the DA who stopped the 2% VAT hike that would have pushed more people into poverty and hunger. The DA fought against corruption. DA ministers exposed the IDT CEO's 890 million rand tender, fired corrupt officials for issuing IDs to illegal foreigners, stopped the 9.8 billion school nutrition tender for cadres to eat while school children starve. DA ministers open export markets for South African products to improve economic growth and create jobs, and removed luxury tax on smart devices below 2,500 rand to give low-income households access to economic opportunities. System offline will be a thing of the past. Thanks to DA Home Affairs Minister, no more queues and returning tomorrow. We will now collect IDs from banks in our villages, our towns, and our cities. Honorable Manamela, these things did not happen through osmosis. It is because of political will from DA ministers. Mr. President, the DA will continue to fight against bad ANC policy, harming the interest of South Africans. We're not in the GNU to go along, to get along. We're here for true reform that lifts people out of poverty into opportunity. The DA will definitely challenge BEE, which is a cadre enrichment scheme dressed up as redress. It must be replaced by the DA's empowerment model that focuses on poverty as a matrix of empowerment. Those who need redress the most come from my village, rather than enriching the corrupt and criminal Edwin Sodis and Kat Matlalas of this world. Sadly, Mr. President, similar GNU successes are not felt in municipalities. Without DA governance, municipalities suffer. Life is demonstrably worse in municipalities where the ANC and the EFF-PA Action SA coalition of chaos governs. Johannesburg residents suffered months without water. Traffic lights are broken. Roads are riddled with swimming pool-sized potholes. The EFF leader came here to complain about Premier Lesufi's hotel showers. Yet the EFF and MK gave out-of-touch Lusufi to the people of Gauteng. No surprise there, since the last political leader linked to a shower is now the president of MK. The less said about the MK who are playing toy soldier in Russia, the better. We don't have another 9 years to waste on them. The EFF PA Action SA gave the people of Johannesburg incompetent Data Morero. Now they are looking for somebody else to blame. And it is them that gave them Data Morero, who's incompetent. Mr. President, rural towns
Honorable
and
Nodada,
villages-
can I ask you to take your seat, please? Honorable Nzamande, on what are you rising?
Honorable Chair, calling a point of order on a speaker because MK party has nothing to do.
On what rule?
has
On
nothing
what
to
rule,
do
Honorable
with the
Nzimande?
Russia issue.
Honorable members,
So
I
he's
cannot hear the
misleading
point of
House.
order.
He's misleading the House. He's misleading the House. It has nothing to do with MK. Thank you. You have sent them to Ukraine, not Russia.
Oh yeah, Papa.
Mr. President, rural towns and villages still drink water with animals.
Honourable Nodada, I'm sorry to interrupt you once again. If I can ask you to take your seat. Yes, Honourable Member.
Thank you very much, House Chair. I'd like to know if the Speaker would like to take a question regarding the DS hypocrisy.
Honourable Nodada, will you take a question?
No. I know that the Honourable Trollip finished all the action essays time, so they have
Honourable
none left.
Nodada, once again, please resume your seat. Honourable Member, on what are you rising?
Chair, I'm asking the member on the podium whether the DA is still preparing to...
I think he already indicated he wasn't
The
going to
Western
take a
Cape
question,
as a
Honourable
country.
Member.
They are still in that plan.
Honourable members,
The Western
can I
Cape
just
as
draw
a
your
country.
attention, please don't speak over the presiding officer. If I can just draw your attention to Rule 57 of the joint rules, where it indicates that members may not disrupt proceedings by raising points of order that do not comply with this rule. I'll ask you to stop raising frivolous points of order, allow the speakers at the podium to continue, and further frivolous points of orders will be dealt with harshly. Honourable Nodada, if I can ask you to continue with your speech, please.
Mongameli, abantu badikwe finish ngoceba be-ANC abaxokayo nabarhwaphilizayo. I-ANC ngumbutho ohlohle sakhe. Abantu bebulawa yindlala. Behlele emakhaya bengasebenzi. Ngelo xesha izihlobo nezalamane ze-ANC ziqashana zodwa. Inkonzo aziyi eluntwini ngoba kaloku niba nale yamanzi mali, niba nale indlela eyezindlu akukho nto bangayibiyo lamasela. Sigade nje bona apha ku-GNU kunyanzelekile siyobakhupha kumasipala. Fellow South Africans, how you vote is directly linked to the quality of your life. It will determine whether you have a job or remain unemployed. It will determine whether your community is safe or one with crime. How you vote will determine whether you have a capable municipality that uses money to deliver services or a corrupt one with no water, electricity, roads, or housing. Fellow South Africans, it's time that we stand up against incompetent local governments. But don't follow my advice. It's President Ramaphosa who told the country that political parties must learn from the DA. And the DA is not perfect, but damn, we get things done. I thank you.
Very much.
With Gogo's
Honourable Nodada,
Ayishayani GNU.
honourable members, final offering today will come from the Honourable, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation. Honourable Minister.
Sipa! Your Excellency President Ramaphosa, the Speaker of the National Assembly, my colleagues in the executive, honorable members. Honorable Nodada, everything you have just claimed here was started by the ANC 6th administration. You cannot have your cake and eat it. The DA needs to decide whether it's in government or it's in opposition. And you cannot be both. In this house, we were confronted by two dangerous extremes. One is an extreme left and the other is an extreme right. Both are counter-revolutionary and leads to destruction and polarization of society. Africa's greatest son of literature, Ben Okri, warns us that to poison a nation, poison its stories, a demoralized nation tells demoralized stories to itself. And this is why the honorable members of the opposition have been doing. The MK is shouting rhetoric about selling out and claiming that private-public partnership in the economy amounts to wholesale privatization. Let me remind you that some of your leaders, including your unelected supreme leader,
Honourable
are part
Minister.
of the generation of the ANC.
Minister,
that
please take your
adopted
seat.
the seminal ANC policy
Minister Lamola, please take your seat. On what are you rising, Honourable Member?
Why did you keep quiet when
What
Rupert
rule?
said
What
when
rule?
Honourable Member.
Rule.
Honourable Member.
What rule?
What rule?
An ice boy of Rupert.
You are out of order.
What rule is that?
Deputy Chief Whip.
Robert said you are a good boy, you kept quiet.
Thank you very much, Honorable House Chairperson. I'm rising on Joint Rule 40, Sub-Rule A. Grossly disorderly conduct. The MK Honorable House Chairperson is deliberately creating serious disorder and disruption in this house, which we cannot allow. So, if they don't want to sit here and listen to the debate, they can as well go home.
No, we are here by the vote, not by your pleasure.
Honorable House Chairperson.
We are here because of voters.
What the Honorable Minister is talking about on the podium, it's a point of debate. They got their chance and debated in this platform. So no one stopped them. So they shouldn't try that with our members.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Chief Whip. I'm in agreement with your point. Honourable members, if I can address the point.
Order.
I will address the point. You can address me afterwards. Thank you. Honourable members, I've already said that you need to rise specifically on a point of order or to raise a question. Those are the only two matters in which you are permitted to rise and speak in terms of the rules of the joint rules of the House. The manner in which that member rose and started to address the Minister, the Speaker at the podium directly, is inappropriate in the extreme. It will not be tolerated, honourable members. You have been warned. I'll ask you, please, let's maintain the decorum of the House. Let's adhere to the rules, and grossly disorderly conduct will be met with an invitation to evacuate the premises. Honourable member, I must ask you, please, if you have a valid point of order in terms of the rules, you may raise your hand, be recognized, and then advise on what rule you're rising and what the transgression is that you seek to address. Otherwise, you can ask to raise a question to the Speaker of the podium, and that is all.
Order,
Honourable
Speaker.
member.
Order, Speaker. You cannot see my hand here. I've had it raised for a long while, right at the back.
Right at the back. Honourable
Yes.
Reddy, yes.
Thank you very much. Honourable House Chair, on a point of procedure, what we are witnessing here in this House is a pattern where opposition parties are being stifled. Ministers are allocated time in their executive capacity to reflect on their portfolios, yet they are repeatedly using that time to defend the GNU. Is this fair? Is this democratic principles that we are having in this parliament? Ministers are using their time when they're supposed to talk about their portfolios, they're talking about GNU. That's not what they're there for. They're put there by people in this country to do a job in that portfolio. Talk
Honourable
about
member,
your portfolio.
yes,
not about
Honourable
GNU.
member, you've made your point.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we cannot decide what a member puts in their speech or chooses to debate upon, and the time is allocated to the Minister to speak as he wishes. Honourable member, your point.
Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, on point 57, Rule 7, it says no other member may raise another point of order before the presiding officer has ruled that it is not a point of order. We have seen an inconsistency. There are people interjecting when points of orders have been raised. And as the chair, you have not corrected this behavior, and it seems like you're encouraging it because it comes from certain quarters. Can you be fair as the chair? We're just asking for that.
Honourable member, if you can just take a look at the rules and read all of the rules together and not just rules individually on their own. And I'll draw your attention to Rule 57.4, which says the presiding officer, and this part's important, may at his or her discretion allow members to address the presiding officer briefly on a point of order that has been raised. It's been consistently applied. Thank you, honourable members. Honourable Minister, if I can ask you to continue with your speech, please.
Thank you, House Chair. It is the only opportunity Honorable Nomvalo can speak. The ANC adopted seminal document, Ready to Govern, just before 1994 elections. And I quote, it said with regards to the mixed economy, the balance of evidence will guide a decision for or against various economic policy measures. Such flexible means assessing the balance of evidence and restructuring the public sector to carry out national goals. The supreme unelected leader of the MK party was part of the ANC leadership that adopted this policy document. It goes on to say, such a mixed economy will foster a new and a constructive relationship between the people, the state, the trade union movement, and the private sector, and the markets. The mixed economy policy is not an invention of President Ramaphosa, as the MK is claiming today. If there is a sellout, it's the supreme unelected leader of the MK for abandoning his principles for political inconvenience, for political convenience. President Ramaphosa will never get tired of cleaning your supreme leader's
Minister
mess.
Lamola, if I can
He has
ask you to
cleaned
take
the
your
mess
seats,
in
please.
state-owned enterprises at Eskom.
Minister Lamola, on what are you rising, honourable member?
Is Rupert is
Stop.
prepared to
What
take a
rule?
question?
Rule.
Nomvalo, you are
Stop
saying
manifesting,
rule.
Nomvalo. Prepared to take a question.
What rules, Rupert?
I'm talking to Rupert's iPod.
Want to be seen by
Ice
your
boy,
father
not you.
here. Rising on.
I'm talking to an ice boy of Rupert, not you.
the name of Rupert.
Is he prepared
Ice
to
boy
take a
of
question?
Kanta. Ice boy of Kanta.
Honourable member, you are consistently breaching the rules. I've already told you, please, how you need to go address this going forward. You can put your hand up, be recognised, and then tell me on what rule you are rising and what you're wanting to say. Unfortunately, you are making frivolous points of orders that are not covered in terms of the rules. You are discussing points of debate. The minister has the podium. It's his turn to debate, and I therefore invite him back to the microphone to continue. Honourable Minister.
Honorable House Chair, if there was no game of Chiefs of Sundowns and Pirates, I was going to take the question. President Ramaphosa will never get tired of cleaning the mess of your supreme unelected leader. He has cleaned the mess in state-owned enterprises, Eskom, Transnet, SARS, the list is endless. ANC and societal renewal is in full swing and is irreversible.
He sold everything.
Umngameli uRamaphosa so ukhulumile nomngameli waseRussia ubaba uPutin ukuthi abasebenzisane ukuletha ingane. Ubaba uZuma azithengisile wazithengisela
lamanga.
lezo ingane sezisendleleni.
Point of order. Point of order.
Minister, Honourable Minister, please take your seat. Honourable member. Honourable members, let's respect the person raising the point of order and hear what he has to say. Please.
There's a hand at the back. Thank you very much, Chair.
Weekend special.
Weekend special. Weekend special.
2 minutes.
Honourable members, please.
Weekend special.
Microphones. Member, please continue.
Chairperson, reference to the specific law on casting aspersion. A clear aspersion has been casted.
Who is not a member of this house?
What one applies to members.
What rule is
Honourable member, I can hear you. Yes, continue.
And support my ANC.
Honourable members, please. Honourable member, Minister of Social
That's why
Development,
we're
please
not
mute your
40%.
microphone. Thank
That's
you.
why about 40%.
Honourable member, please continue. Member, please continue.
Aspersion has been casted by mere mentioning of President Jacob Zuma. Someone
Down, we can special.
Which
We can
Honourable member, honourable members, please. Honourable Minister, please mute your microphone. You're a consistent offender, and I'm asking you to mute again. Honourable member, Mr. Zuma is no longer a member of this House, and therefore there's no such thing as casting aspersions in terms of our rules that can be drawn against him. But
have you heard my submission, or you are just running in front of me?
Special.
Sell out.
American special.
Tulani nimamele.
Too much
if
ahead
you
of
have
yourself.
something to add, honourable member, you are welcome to continue.
I don't think you are.
Briefly.
You are handling this process fairly.
Yes,
You are very
special.
biased. And I think we'll make an appropriate submission because it's clear that you are biased. You can't hide your bias.
So please continue.
You are biased.
For the end of the weekend.
Ubaba unjani othengisa ingane zakhe?
Hayi wena
Thula wena ubumnyama.
Tulani wena ubaba unjani?
Uhulumeni esingashise
Rupert.
Out of order, Minister. You are out of order.
Honourable member, please mute your microphone. You have not been recognized.
leading the house.
Unjani?
Mfana ka Rupert.
Ice boy.
Bias wena.
Wakhuluma
mfana ka Rupert. Sell out.
It's like human
Rupert's boy.
Members, the lectures will be over.
Stellenbosch.
Baba unjani?
Wakhuluma uStellenbosch umntana kaRupert.
Labelungu Satan.
Kunjani ukudla igazi labantu?
Cima kungo 2017 ngobiza baba izimali.
Umntana kaRupert.
Malihlulekile kwenza umsebenzi wayo.
Honourable Montachi, you have not been recognized.
Don't leave them.
Honourable members,
Don't love them.
honourable members, you may not drown out the speaker at the podium. I haven't seen a point of order written.
Stellenbosch
I see a hand at the back, and then I'll come to the front.
Hlala phansi.
Sihlalo ngicabanga ukuthi uMr Lamula laphayana
What rule?
uyaphambuka uma
Ayikho lento ucabanga a whole lot of nothing rule. Aniphaphani nina yazi ngobubi. Thulani namasela lawo.
Honourable members, order. Honourable member, please repeat your point of order.
We must start with the rule.
ngithi uLamula ukhuluma
What rule are you
Rule.
Alama rules. Rules.
Sorry, honourable member, that's not a valid point of order.
Molauteo. Which
Please mute your microphone. Honourable Reddy, yes, I'm recognizing you.
Thank you, Honourable House Chair. I rise in terms of Rule 34B, which says that members must conduct themselves with dignity and in accordance with the decorum of this House. The Minister, Honourable Minister, that stood before this podium has displayed a tendency that has brought this House into complete disrepute by pugning. I cannot speak. I'm on the floor. Please give me a chance to speak.
Honourable members, please keep your microphones muted.
These members of GNU are very disrespectful. The minister must confine himself to SONA, his response to SONA and his portfolio. He should
Abantwana bakaRupert. Baculela uRothschild.
Thank you, Honourable Reddy. You've made your point, and I think it goes back to the same ruling I made earlier.
Abantwana
You may not
bakaRothschild.
determine what a member puts in their speech, and we will then go forward. Honourable member in front.
Ibana baRothschild babinela Rupert.
Thank you very much.
Abantwana base-Ukraine.
Bana ba Rothschild, ba binela Rupert.
Stellenbosch mafias.
Ke bana ba Rothschild, ba binela Rupert.
Thank you very much, Honorable House Chairperson. I rise on Rule 57 of the joint rules, which is a point of order. And I'm raising this point of order on you. There has been consistent, people are just pressing the mic and speak without being pointed at, and they are raising frivolous.
What about ANC? The ANC was
it is
doing
very
the
clear
same
who is
thing.
doing that.
You started it.
Honorable Chairperson, there's a difference between a person who is howling and heckling and a person who is. That's the example of a person who is doing that, Honorable Chabalala Litchfield. She just presses the mic and speak. And we can't tolerate that. And you know who is doing that. The mics can tell you what is that. Who is doing that, but you're not taking them into task. Some of them are raising orders on the
Thank you.
NA
Thank you, Honourable
rules,
Member.
which are not joint rules. But you allow it, and we have been quiet all along. It can't be tolerated, Honourable House Chair.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. I believe I have tried to be quite patient. I've allowed both sides to air their views vociferously. I'm now going to ask Honourable Members. We have a few minutes left, not much. Please can I ask you to listen attentively to the speaker at the podium, to not interrupt with frivolous points of orders, to certainly not unmute your microphones when you haven't been recognized, and to respect each other in order to ensure that we can get through the last 7.5 minutes of today's process, and we can then go home and come and hear the President's reply tomorrow. Honourable members, please, both sides, let's respect each other sufficiently to hear the debaters to conclusion. Honourable Minister, please continue.
MK party.
Soya papa futhi. Soya papa mfana ka Rupert.
Correct. Kodwa i-ANC ishayile induku lapha eMzumbe municipality. Lapho i-MK party beyine 40%. Kodwa manje i-ANC ibuyile yayithatha iwadi lapha eMzumbe. I-MK party ithole nje kuphela u60.
Khuluma ngeportfolio yakho.
Lokho kuyakhomba ukuthi ama-elections esingakawarigi siwawine kahle njengamalengiso. So siyabonga umphakathi waseMzumbe lapha eKwaZulu Natal ukuthi nisupport inhlangano yabantu le kuyi-ANC.
Anwinanga kwilinkathi eMzumbe.
Honorable Zamani has sufficiently refilled the empty mind on Western Sahara that was displayed by Honorable Dlela. The world today, at the time where the world was in throes of a Cold War, the late Reverend Jesse Jackson said we should keep hope alive. May I take this opportunity to convey condolences to his family and the entire civil rights movement in the US. Mr. President, when you delivered the State of the Nation address last Thursday, you spoke of a world in turmoil, a world where the strong bully the weak, and where the trade is used as a weapon. Around that same time, Honorable Muda and Honorable Trollip, the Munich Security Conference was taking place in Munich. At that gathering, we heard a clear message, a call to revive the old logic of empire through Mr. Rubio, a longing for days of colonial domination, an appeal to build a new alliance rooted in conquest, invasion, and plunder, the very antithesis of the right to self-determination and recognition of our sovereignty. As we debate the State of the Nation address and the direction of our country, those calls for a new Western century are too loud to ignore. Faced with these calls, we must reaffirm that we have always known Africa is our destiny and Africa is our future. We have reaffirmed this position through the G20, where we confirmed that critical minerals must beneficiate the people of Africa, a compact on AI to benefit the youthful continent of Africa, that digital transformation must benefit the youth of this continent. We have done so for the African child. Honorable Mulder, unlike the FF+, our principled human rights commission, our principled human rights outlook, favors all South Africans, irrespective of color. We do not only speak for the privileged white minority or only for black South Africans or for any colored nationality. We speak for all South Africans because we have a responsibility to lead our country. We speak for all South Africans on Gaza. We speak for all South Africans on Ukraine and Russia to build a peaceful society. We have been consistent even at the UN General Assembly to speak about the sovereignty and the UN Charter. You yourself, your party, only speak for white supremacists. We are very clear as the ANC-led government that our responsibility is to all South Africans. And we will continue to do so, to build a nation united in our diversity. To build a united nation means that we must ensure that the economy is inclusive. The World Bank's report has stated that South Africa's economy is not inclusive because the majority of black South Africans are excluded from the economy. It is against this background that BEE must continue to empower and to bring into the economy the majority of the marginalized and the excluded. Therefore, BEE is a constitutional imperative. It cannot be abandoned at the altar of political expediency. The GNU does not mean the bearing of BEE. Neither does the GNU supersede the Constitution, because black economic empowerment, affirmative action, is a constitutional imperative. This must sink in, even to the Democratic Alliance. We are in alliance to transform this country in line with the Constitution. There is no document that supersedes the South African Constitution, even the statement of intent. It is against this background that all states shows that BEE has benefited majority of South Africans, not as it was claimed in this podium, that it has only benefited a few political elites. And the stats are there. The Banking Association of South Africa shows that since 2000s, JSE-listed companies have devoted about 320 billion to BEE efforts.
It's
And
your
this has
GNU
benefited
partner.
a broad range of South Africans, not just a few political elites. About 2/3 are strategic investments in partnerships, various individuals, and new businesses. 20% is community development, and 15% is staff benefits. These are a broad range of South Africans. Therefore, we must continue with our efforts of growing the economy. We have also grown our exports through export and import diversification. Our strategy is yielding fruits in Southeast Asia, in Asia, in China, and across the globe, including in the African continent.
You want to
Our trade
privatize the railway.
diversification is really gaining grounds.
They're privatizing the ports as well.
And our agricultural exports have also shown improvements.
Please take your seat, Minister. Honourable Dugmore, what is your point of order?
My colleague, Honourable Mhlawuli, raised a very clear point where he called a point of order on you, Chair. You are now seeing people speaking without recognizing, and you're allowing
One point, have fingers.
You actually are undermining our speaker because you are allowing people to do exactly what you have said.
Point
you will
fingers, we're
allow.
not your boys.
There we are. So can you please act
We are not your
and
boys,
name
Chief. Don't
name
point
the
fingers at
members?
us. We're not
On
your
what
boys here.
point are you rising?
Honourable Member. Honourable Member, you have a pink eye and scratching your head right now. It's your final warning, sir. Once more and you will be out of the House. Thank you. Honourable Minister, please continue. Honourable Minister, one moment. What is your point of order, sir?
No, thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I appeal for your consistency. You are not applying those rules fairly.
What rule?
Honourable Member.
Honourable
Member.
No, wait for me.
I have been consistent
No, but
throughout.
wait for me. Wait for me. You don't know what I'm going to say. This noise started on that side. And we've been telling you that they are disrupting our speakers. You did nothing. Now we are warning our members. We have not warned them. You must be consistent.
Rule, stop crying. Rule. Honourable Member, I did indicate members on this side of the House when they unmuted without permission. I've done so on this side of the House as well. I have tried to be as consistent as I possibly can as I notice microphones being switched on. Honourable Member, your point.
Chairperson, all these Kaizer Chiefs fans must let us go. Can we conclude the business of the House? We have a game to watch at 7:30. Please.
Ritspelo Pele. Thank you, sir. Honourable Minister, please continue.
Honorable House Chairperson, leadership is not the art of chasing applause or inflaming anger. It is not about placing red overalls or stomping around in military cosplay. It requires a steady hand and the discipline to do the hard work of governing. It means making decisions that are not always popular, but are necessary to protect the long-term interest of our people. That is the leadership President Ramaphosa has consistently demonstrated. Leadership that unites South Africans, rejects populism, chooses responsibility over rhetoric, remains committed to the difficult task of building a truly united, democratic and a prosperous South Africa. It is against this background that President Ramaphosa never buried his head in sand when there are challenges in the criminal justice system. He appointed a commission of inquiry. When there are challenges in the Western Cape, he is bringing the defense force. He is not saying, this is not my challenge, it's for the DA. It's a collective responsibility. We must all stand up and build a united South Africa together. I thank you.
Honorable House Chairperson.
Inhlulile Northwest Stadium. Inhlulile Northwest Stadium. Since 2006
Honourable members, if we can have order, please.
Honorable House Chairperson, on a point of order.
Honourable members, that was indeed the last input of the day.
Honorable House
And I would like to thank the President for his attentive
Honourable House
presence
Chairperson.
over the past 2 days, and also appreciate the inputs of all speakers. Thanks too to all honourable members.
Honorable House
Honourable Klengwan, what are you rising?
Chair, I'm rising in terms of Rule 47A of the Joint Rules. If I may proceed. If I may proceed, Chairperson.
Honourable Klengwa, I cannot hear you clearly. Please speak to the microphone.
Chairperson, I'm rising in terms of Rule 47A of the Joint Rules. If I may
There's
address
no one
the
on
Chair.
the floor. Please continue, Honourable Member.
Chairperson, I did not want to enter the fray of the chaotic points of order, but I think for the benefit of the record of this House, it is the Inkatha Freedom Party that won Umzumbe, not the ANC. Thank you.
Honourable members, if I can conclude.
ANC yayiwini ward eMzumbe kuma-by election.
Honourable members,
Yayiwini ward eMzumbe.
thank you to all honourable members for
special
delegates,
Ayiwinanga ANC Inkatha.
representatives from Selga, House chairs. Next time you must come prepared. Business of the day. Honourable members, the President will reply to the debate to read at 2 p.m. This House is adjourned until then. Thank you.
Mjima.